Right, welcome guys. I'm your trainer. I'm going to instruct you about the Python, what is Python and how it will be useful for us in the life. Let's understand. So introduction to the Python. First of all, what is Python and why we are using it? Long back there was a scientist named called Guido van Rossum, and this guy, Guido van Rossum, in late 1980 he started developing a technology. In 1989 he was start implementing about this technology. In 1991 this technology comes in the picture. Now, first of all, we are understanding why it is necessary we have to learn the Python. The first is we are understanding it is a high level programming language. So when I'm saying a high level programming language, it has to follow some paradigms. So when I'm saying high level programming language, it has to follow some paradigm. The first is it should be OOPS concept, and it supports the OOPS concept. Second, it should be a functional, and third, it should be a procedural. So due to these paradigms, it is a high level programming language. Next, we are understanding it over here is Python works on the different platform like Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry Pi, and etc. What it means is this shows Python is a platform independent. So what is the difference between platform independent and platform dependent? So when I'm saying platform dependent means if I develop my code in Windows, it can be only executed. If I make my application on Windows, it can be executed only on Windows. That is not platform dependent. When I'm saying platform independent in the sense, if I develop my code on Windows, it can run on Windows, it can run on Linux, it can run on Mac, or it can run on other systems also. So this is called platform independent. Nowadays, all applications are platform independent. So we are learning Python and Python is platform independent. Clear guys? Let's go for next point. Now, what are the features of the Python? First, it is an open source. Open source means in the sense you don't need to pay for the software. It is you can install directly. Second, it is dynamic type. Now, what do you mean by the dynamic type? Let's understand. So when I'm discussing about Java, to declare a variable in the Java, how to declare? We will write integer a is equals to 10. So when I'm saying integer, it is nothing but a data type. A is a reference variable, equal to assignment operator, constant value, and statement terminator. Which means if I write integer A, I have to declare, I'm writing data type, a variable with a data type, and I'm writing its value. So which means before passing the value, I have to declare a data type for a variable. So if I write integer b, so which means b is of integer data type and I have to pass the integer value only. If I write integer c and I pass 36.5, it is wrong because I am saying the data type should be integer, but I am passing float, so it is wrong. So which means before passing the value, my data type should be there. And if it's there, then you have to pass the same data type. So in Java, declaring a variable is static type. It is static type. Static type in the sense, before declaring a value, it is already constant, like you have to pass the integer value or string, float, boolean, whatever it is there. You are declaring a data type over here. But when I'm coming to the Python, in Python, you have to write a is equals to 10. Over here, you will not declare any data type. At the runtime, automatically interpreter will take care and automatically it will paste in the memory. Clear guys? Let's see the next point. Now, it is automatic memory management. So you don't need to declare a data type, automatically interpreter at the runtime will take care of this point. Next, large standard libraries. Now, what is the meaning of large standard libraries over here? Now, if I learn Python, I can learn a framework technology. To learn this one basic, I need a basic knowledge of core Python and advanced Python. If I know, I can go for a framework, Django. I can move to Udo for CRM, ERP applications. I can go for a Flask. I can go for a Bottle. I can move myself for any other technologies like data science. I can move for a big data. So there are a number of large standard libraries are there. I can develop. I can microbiological applications. I can go for gaming applications. I can go for healthcare sector applications. So if I know Python, there are a number of large standard libraries are there which will provide a support to develop these kind of applications. Clear, guys? Let's go for the next point. Now, we have interpreted language. Now, what do you mean by interpreted language? Let's understand the concept over here. Interpreted language in the sense, if I write a code, A is equals to 10, B is equals to 20. So, interpreter means it will execute line by line. That is the meaning of interpreted language. So, it will execute the code line by line. We will see this concept in the next steps. The next is over here we have it is extensible. Now, extensible means we can merge this technology with other technologies also. Next is we have GUI interface, graphical user interface to develop a standalone application, a desktop applications. Let's see further. So what Python can do, if I am learning a Python, I can go for like web developments. I can move for, if I know the web development, I can like go for machine learning. I can go for a data analyst. I can be like scripting programmer. I can go for gaming development. I can move for a desktop application. These are the minimum which I have discussed over here, but there is a long range over there. Let's understand something over here. So let's we go for like what is difference between Python and Java and the C. Let's have a discussion on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain stuff to understand difference between Python, Java over here. Let's not go with the C++. I will discuss over with the Java and Python. It will be easy to understand the same structure there. So if I want to write a code, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the real time over here. I'll write the code. Just give me seconds. I'll take the over here and I'll I'll write over here is www.google.com and I'll say online Java compiler. Okay, Java compiler. I'll go for over here. Suppose if I want to write the code for addition of two numbers, how should I write over here is? So for that, what I'll do, already my class is created. What I'm going to do is, I'll write over here is instance method. Now, now to write an instance method, we will write public is a modifier. I will write void. Void is a non-return type, and I will write over here is a method name, and I'll open and close it. Now, I'll write over here is I'll take one class or I'll write over here is integer. I will declare data integer a is equals to 10. Fine. I'll declare integer b is equals to 20. Fine. And then I'll write system dot out dot print ln, and I'll write over here is sum of value is, and write plus to do the concatenations. I will bracket a plus b. Now, as the code is written outside the main method. Now, when I'm going to execute this code, at that time, JVM will create three threads. One is main thread, thread scheduler, and the garbage thread. Now, over here, when the main thread will come over here, it will execute the code, whatever it is written over in the main code. But my code is my main logic, my business logic is written outside. So what I need to do is I need to create an object of a class. I write main m is equals to new main over here. Now we have to understand there are four ways to create an object of a class: by using a new keyword, by using instance of operator, by using super keyword, and by using this keyword. So over here I will take a reference of object m dot mn method over here. Now if I execute this code, let's check the result over here. So, okay, I forgot because I'm putting a syntax of Python over here. If I execute my code, let's check the result. So result says 30. So even if I want to do an addition of two numbers, I have to write minimum around, I'll just close this one. I have to write around to be at least 15 lines of the code. But in the same code, if I want to write with the Python, let's understand over here. So I'll create one file. I'll write over here is one.py, and I'll write over here is a is equals to 10. I'll write a is equals to 10. I'll write b is equals to 20, and I'll write print. I'll write over here is sum of value is comma. I'll write a plus b. Now if I execute this code, let's understand the point. So if I write one.py, you will get the result. Now, if I want to take a dynamic value, To get the dynamic value, what I'm going to do is the same code if I want to write in a dynamic point. The first I need over here is scanner. Scanner is a class. S is equals to new scanner, and I want to write system dot in, and I'll say over here is now I'll write system dot out dot println. I'll copy over here and I'll write enter user value -1, close the code, bracket, and like that. So over here, I will write s dot next int, because I will take the integer value. Again, I will take the same code. I'll copy this one. I'll paste over here, and it will be b. Now I'm going to take a dynamic value, and then I'll write over here is system dot out dot println. I'll give a space. Copy this one. I'll give a space, and write like this. And now let's check over here. If I'm going to execute this code, but for that I need to import the library is called import java.util.star. Okay. So if I'm going to execute this code, let's check over here. Okay. I just want just a moment, guys. I don't do google.com. I'll take the library over here is scanner library in Java. So java.util and the scanner. Okay, I'll just take the library name over here. Okay, I'll go over here. Just a moment. I think it's not a right library. I'll take from anywhere. Okay, import java.util library here. All right, over here. I'll go to the same point. I'll just paste it. Sorry, I have not used the statement terminator. I got a habit of writing the Python code. If I execute, okay. So it is asking the first value, I'll write 56, second value, I'll write 12, and it will be generated result is 68. To write the sum of the value, how much lines I have used? Approximately minimum 20 lines to do the addition of two numbers. Fine. This is a Java code. Now, if I want to write the same code, with the Python, let's understand. So I'll write over here is integer, I'll write input, and I'll write right over here is enter user value, and I'll put it over here. I'll copy this stuff, and I'll paste over here. Now, just check. If I execute the same code, I'll write 1.py, and it is asking enter the value. I'll write over 23, I'll write over 12, I'll get the result. Now, even the same code, I can write with a single line. Let's check over here. So what I'll do is I'll cut this one, and I'll paste over here. And I'll cut this code from here and I'll paste over here. And now check. I'm writing the same code which I have written in the Java in 20 lines. The same code I'm writing with the Python in a single line of the code. I'll write CLS, I'll run 1.py. Please check if I write over here is 24 and I write 78, I'll get the result over here. So what I find out, to learn the like Python, it is more easy as compared to, like I'm saying, the Java point. Fine, guys, clear head. Let's go for the next point. So I'm on this point. So next is we are understanding about is like collections. So there is a collection in the Python, and it is easy as compared to while learning a Java. What the collection will do? It is used to store the group of element as a single entity. What it means is, now if I want to create a variable, I will write A is equals to 10, B is equals to 20, C is equals to 30. Instead of creating a three variable and three value, I will create a single variable and store a multiple elements 10, 20, 30. Now again, I will repeat the definition. Collections are used to store the group of element as a single entity, and these elements can be homogeneous or heterogeneous. Now, homogeneous and heterogeneous means same data type or a different data type. Getting my point? So we have a collection called list, tuple, set, and dictionary. Understand the point? So over here we are understanding when we are doing a business logic, we require this collection, and this collection contains a predefined function, which makes our code very easy to write and understandable also. Let's go for the next point. In the next point, we are understanding the functions. So what this function basically do? Functions are used to write a piece of the code or the business logic of an application. That logic will be executed whenever we are calling the function. So in real time, when we are writing the Python code, I can write the code without the class also. So, but when I'm writing the code without the class, I should write, I'll just make a good one. We should write in a functions blocks. So which function block I will call that particular function should be executed. Getting my point? So over here we are going to study about the function. There are functions of two types. One is called predefined function, a built-in function, or a user-defined function. So to create a user-defined function, you have to use a def keyword, def, and you have to write the function name. All right, and then you have to write the parenthesis, colon, and you have to use the indentation to write your statements. And then you need to call that function to execute. That is for the functions. Fine. Now let's go for understanding what are the other things are there and what I can learn in this point. So the Python functions, we will understand the user-defined function, how to create a user-defined function, how I'm going to create my own function, I'm going to write my own logic for it. Then we have a built-in function. There are some already built-in functions are there. I need to just invoke it. For that, I need to first over here is I need to import the library. I'm going to import like suppose math, and then I'll write over here is math dot square root, and then I will pass the value is called, and I'll get the result is there. I don't need to write the code. I just need to call that functions that particular module, and I need to call that function, and then the result will be there. Example, the time. Example, I'll just show you out. It will be easy to understand. Over here, I'll write the code. I'll remove this one. Let's understand. So built-in function is I'm going to write it import, and I'll write over here is date. I'll write date and time, and I'm going to write over here is uh, v1. Suppose I write a variable is equals to I'll write date time dot date time dot now, and I'll write over here is and I'll write print right over here is v1. Now if I execute this code, I'll write over here is I'll write this, I'll write one dot py. You will get a present day, year, month, date, time, and microseconds. If I want to get a particular like value, so what I will do is I'll write over here is v2 is equals to v1 dot time, and I'll write over here is percentage, and I'll write over here is a, and then I'll write over here is single quote comma. I'll write v2. Now please check what will be the result. If I write over here is this, I'll write one dot py, and you will get present day is Tuesday. So I don't need to write the code. This is called built-in function. I just need to call them, and I need to just pass the value. Automatically, it will execute and give me the result. Understand the point? This is called built-in function. Let's go for the next one. Okay. Next is we are understanding over here is fine. So we have a lambda functions. So lambda function is nothing but called anonymous function, a function which does not contains any name. So instead of writing the 3-4 lines, I can write the same code in a single line by using the lambda function. Next, we have over here is recursive function, a function which is executed by itself. To perform the iterations, we have to use recursive functions. Let's see the other codes over there. Now, modules. So what basically modules do? Now modules, creating a module, first over here we are understanding how to create a module, then importing the modules. Now that module is nothing but we have a module, I have written the code over there. Now how to invoke this code inside my particular file, which means already implementations is done. I need to just pass the value and I need to get a result from that point. For that, we are designing a module. So we have a user-defined module, existing modules in the script, like you have a JSON module is there, you have a datetime module is there, path module is there, sys module is there, OS module is there. So module search path, how it is a directory of the functionality, predefined modules are there, reloading structure are there. So there is a number of concepts which come in the modules. But to use the module, you have to start understand the packages first. So let's go with the point. Now we are discussing about the packages. Now how exactly modules will learn with the packages. Let's understand. So I'm going to create the package 1 and there is a package 2. Now inside that package, I'm going to create a file. That is nothing but called a module. In that, I'm having a class A, class B, and I'm writing the functions. Similarly, package 2 contains the module 2 and it contains the class C, class D, and it contains, sorry guys, I think something is pressed. Okay, it contains, I'll just click over here. It contains class D and it writes the functions. Now what I'm going to do is I want to use this particular B and D class. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write from module 1, I'm going to import class B. From module 2, I'm going to import class B. Now class B and class D contains some function. Example, it contains a function is called like suppose M1 and M2. This class D contains a function is called M3 and M4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write class D dot M1 functions and class D dot M4 function. So which particular function out of this, which particular function I want to invoke, I need to write the class name with that particular function. The functions will be executed. Now this is called a package with modules. Now let's understand that the depth of the point is, if I'm learning the Python, what will be my future and how it will be useful? Let's understand the point. I just concentrate over here and it will clarify many things for you. Suppose if I'm learning the Python, first what will be the syllabus and what I need to learn in the Python. First, when I'm saying Python, in the Python, you have to cover two things. One is called core Python and one is called advanced Python. If you cover core and advanced, you will become a basic developer. But to get a good job, you need to study a framework that is called Django. Now, once if you study, you will become a framework developer. Now, what is the use of framework developer? Framework developer are used to develop an enterprise application, distributed application, interoperable application, which is huge in the market. Example, Amazon websites, Facebook. So these are called interoperable applications, banking sectors. Fine. Now, in the future, if you want to communicate between two framework websites, you have to learn over here is Django REST API. Fine. Now, in future, if I want to move to the different sector, like data science, what I need to learn? First, I need to learn over here is statistics. Then I need to learn over here is array formations, nothing but called a NumPy. Over here, I go for data frames. That is nothing but called pandas. And then I have to go for a visualization, nothing but called a matplotlib. After learning this one, that is nothing but I will do a EDA process. And then I become a data analyst. After learning this step, I will move for machine learning. In the machine learning, I will study two things. One is called supervised learning and one is called unsupervised learning. In supervised learning, I will study over here is regressions and over here I will run the classifications. Now over here we have to go for clustering part over there. Later on I will go for a reinforcement learning. From there I will go for a deep learn and later I will go for artificial intelligence. If I know Python, in the future I can go for an IoT. I can move for a big data analyst and for that I need to learn over here is PySpark. If I want to become a solution architect in cloud, I need to learn AWS for it, where I need quite a Python for that point. I can, when I'm going to develop my framework application to deploy this one, I can go for an Azure also. Now, in the future, if I want to go for like frameworks things, I need to learn with this Python. I can go for a burn stack or mean stack, where I can merge and I can be a full T stack developer or a full stack developer with the Python. So there is a number of opportunities are available even if you learn the Python. Number of openings are available. Only the thing is you need to choose the right path and the right concept to learn for the technologies. Is that clear, guys? So I think I should close this session now. And if any queries are there, please you can put a message over there in the chat box and I'll reply back for you. And have a good day. Thank you.